Okay, so yeah, so for laying out my photo books in the past and now, it's pretty industry standard to use Adobe InDesign. So that's what we're looking at here. I've already made a new document, but let's say we're going to do it again. We'll go File, New Document. Let me drag that screen over. You can do a custom size, so let's do it by mil. At the moment, I've choose to make a zine. It's 190 mil by 230. I've got 40 pages. When you're making a hardback photo book, you make your cover separately. I think, I'm not sure, it's been ages since I printed the zine. I'm not sure if you have to do that with the way I'm doing it, as it's a staple binding. It might be different, obviously, if you have to do a PUR bound or perfect bound book, because you'll have a spine. For gutter, I've done 3 mil, but this is very important here, 3 mil bleed. And again, that seems pretty standard. So you want to make sure when you export your PDF to send to the printers, you've got a female bleed, and that means it's going to trim okay. But anyway, that's what I've done. So here we go. So what I'm doing here is I've made just a sort of a bit of an experiment with different kinds of layout. So here's my first layout where it's a vertical photograph and it's not full bleed, there's still a white border. And next up we have a horizontal photograph that is kind of full bleed across the edge, sort of kind of maximum size there. Another spread now is where there's 2 slightly smaller verticals, but they'll be side by side, and 2 horizontals side by side. Look, that's a little bit off. So look, while I'm doing this now, look, you see I've put a little guide there. So to drag a guide down, you just stick at the top, drag it down, and boof, it's there. Now over here, this is quite fun. So it says here a parent. Look, I'm just going to be honest with you guys, right? No one's ever taught me any of the things I'm showing you. It's just stuff that I've worked out. If I'm using the wrong terms, sue me. This is for free, and yeah, anyway. But so on this one, let's say if you were setting up a ruler or a grid. So where is it? Again, been a little while. Here we go, create guides. So let's say I wanted to create some rows and columns here. I don't know, I'll just pick an arbitrary number. There we go, maybe make this a bit smaller. And I'll click OK, and boom, look at that. I've got loads of grids we can snap stuff to and move stuff to. And because I've done it on this page, on this A parent page, it's going to come across all the other pages, you see? So you can use those to kind of keep your use your design and layout consistently. If you want to turn them off and on, you just have to press W on your keyboard. Okay, so this can be handy for when you're laying out captions or you're trying to work on other stuff. Now, a guy taught me something years ago and I've forgotten it, but I think there's a much better way of laying out these rulers so it fits the actual size better. You see, these aren't really overlapping with that edge here, that pink kind of purple edge. But anyway, there you go. So that's it. That's it in a gist. So moving forward still, 2 spreads like that for a double page spread. And then this one's nice, isn't it? A nice full bleed one. Now, one thing you got to watch out for these ones is where the gutter is, because you know, often you will lose something. You can lose some of your image in the gutter. And I made the decision not to put this image like this, because the gutter's going straight through this guy here and this guy here, and actually the middle of that thing. So again, a simple design thing. I'm going to make the conscious decision to pop it there and have the gutter going in that little negative space there. Then a full bleed vertical. And that's it. I think that's what I'm going to play around with to begin with, okay? The astute might have noticed that I haven't even photoshopped the photographs yet at all from the scans. There's still lots of dust and stuff on them. And the reason I would have done that is that until I've got my final edit, look man, I'm not going to spend ages on Photoshop getting rid of dust and scratches and taking forever. I will just do the ones that I need, okay? So I know that was a quick blitz through there, but on the bulk of it, that's where we're getting into the idea now that you've maybe got your little pile of photographs that you sequence and you can start dropping them in, and that's what I'm going to do. So I might not show you this because it's a bit tedious, but I'll basically be dragging and dropping photos in as they go and then kind of taking it from there. Other things to think about that I've probably forgotten. We'll cover that in Photoshop, but you'll need to convert your photographs to CMYK. I'll cover exporting later on, so exporting it here. We'll cover like putting in text another time as well, but for now it's just a matter of kind of getting your photographs into some sort of semblance of an order that you're happy with, and then maybe just printing off the first little copy of your zine just so you can flick through it and sort of see how the photos work actually in the context of a book rather than on a screen. Okay, so there you go.